Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and welcome to Mail Monday, a weekly series that's not so much about the gameplay, but instead is about your questions and my answers to them. A quick note on the gameplay, by the way. I've used this game before. Cut me some slack. I broke my hand, and I've been playing less Call of Duty than I have before because it's fairly painful. But let's get started. Hey Woody, I don't know if I'm gay or not. When I look at porn, I search for gay stuff, and I look at the guys and their butts, but I also like girls. It could mean I'm a transsexual. I don't know. What should I do? I love your videos. Please keep me private. Of course I'll keep you private, dude. That's not a problem. All right, here's the deal. And I've talked about this on Painkiller already before. Everybody is a little bit gay. A little bit, right? You know, you out there, the viewer, not necessarily the letter writer, but sit there and ask yourself, like, you know, when you watch porn, assuming that you have, do you look at the guy at all? You know, do you think that the scene is hotter than it would have been if it was just two girls or if it was just, you know, like a solo girl? You know, if so, but by the way, you have no desire whatsoever to have, you know, sex with guys, you might be 5% gay, right? Not gay, but, you know, just a little bit, like, you know, it crosses your mind. You know, co-ed scenes are hotter than same-sex scenes. Like, maybe you're 5% gay. Maybe somebody else watches it and takes notice of the guy, and, you know, like, he's a handsome guy. Look at shape he's in. This scene is hotter than it would have been. You know, not necessarily you want to have sex with guys, but you appreciate the fact that, you know, like, your co-ed sex is hot. Maybe you're 10% gay. Not gay, but, you know, appreciate both the male and the female form. That's you. You don't want to have sex with guys, but you're still 10% gay. Maybe that's you. Maybe this guy is 40% gay, where he goes to the mall and he's, you know, looking at guys, but, you know, maybe girls are his primary. I don't know. But I do know this. It's fine, dude. You know, do your thing. Do what you want to do. What I want to tell you, another piece of advice I hate to give out, but I always do. If it turns out you're gay, then I think I would keep that under wraps until you're finished high school. That's until you're 18 for my international people. Once you go to college or university for my international guys, the people there will be a little more ready to accept, you know, having a gay classmate. They'll be a little more, I don't know, cool about it. It's not going to be perfect, but that's the time where you can start being you. When you're in high school, I think you're opening yourself up for some hate, some abuse, some heartache that you didn't need to endure. So that's my tip. And are you gay? Probably a little bit. How much gay you are, that's yet to be seen. I'm 17. Last week I was at the movies with my friends, and my brother sent me a text saying my mom's boyfriend of 8 years was hating my mom. So I came home and beat the shit out of him. I broke my hand on his face. I choked him out, and then my friends, who were with me, pulled me off of him. I feel like what I did was justifiable because my mom had a black eye. This isn't the first time he's hit her either. So what I'm asking is, did I do the right thing? Aside from instances like this, he's a great guy, but now our relationship has changed. We don't talk, and I know I'm not going to apologize. What should I do to make my relationship with him and my family's overall relationship strong again? All right, man. There is a lot wrapped up in this. The first thing I want to touch on is this. The whole did you do the right thing? You're fine with me, man. Assuming that it wasn't some crazy scenario where you left out a ton of details, like she was stabbing him with a knife and it was, you know, reasonable self-defense. I'm going to say that letting him know that there's some danger to him when he wants to, you know, smack someone around is fine. You know, maybe next time he, you know, tries to go all alpha male against her, he'll know that there are some repercussions involved and he'll think twice. Some people say, you know, violence is never the answer. I think violence is sometimes the answer. And, you know, if it comes to protecting your mom or something like that, I don't think you're out of line. You're all right with me. The other thing I wanted to touch on was this. There's this notion that, like, you know, hey, when he's not beating up my mom, he's a really great guy. And that doesn't sit that easily with me. I mean, when people are abusive, oftentimes their superpower is being able to get you to forgive them, being able to get you to really desire their approval. You know, when somebody is a, you know, wife beater or girlfriend beater, what they do is they, beat you 1 minute, but then it makes that, the kiss that much sweeter when they do approve of you, when they do, find you to be meeting their expectations. And I want you to be really careful of this. I want you to be conscious of the fact that, as an abuser, probably what he's good at is getting you to thirst for his approval. And, that's not who I want you to be. I don't want you to sit there thirsting for his approval, wishing that, that he likes you, or having your own sense of self-worth wrapped up in his approval. So yeah, you're all right, but keep in mind that you've got this super toxic relationship in your life. And the guy, if you're sitting here saying like, hey, when he's not beating my mom, he's really cool, is likely some sort of master manipulator. And you need to be advised that, keep him at arm's length. Paraphrased a bit. Last night, as I reached my car, I noticed about 4 to 7 guys beating up on one kid. The victim was 16 or 17 years old, and the bad guys were 20. I walked over them, yelling for them to stop, and one guy got in my face and said he was going to knock me out. I have no idea why. So I hit this guy, and he crumbled, and then just about every one of his friends noticed and started rushing me. They stopped beating up the younger guy, and he ended up running away, and all the bad guys switched to me. As I'm backing up, I'm trying to explain to them what had happened, and one of the guys jumped up and took a swing at me. I begin fighting him and still trying to yell what was happening. Anyways, I got the better of him, and then they all started hitting me. Now, my question is, did I do the right thing? After sitting in this hospital with a broken nose, fractured jaw, and lots of other bruises and welts, I'm wondering if I should have just walked to my car and not been involved. But there's this side of me that's a protector, and I felt the need to help this kid out. I'd appreciate your take on the situation. And although I'm obviously got beaten and kicked by plenty of people, I finished 2 grown men, and 7 more couldn't finish me. I'm also a state wrestler in high school. I know my way around a fight or two. Yep, you sound pretty badass. Was it the right call? There's a thin line between bravery and stupidity, isn't there? Like, sometimes it's difficult to know what side you're on. Clearly you acted honorably, right? No doubt about that. Clearly you acted bravely. I think you're a good guy. I like people like you. I, at my best moments, am also like you. Some of my highest highs have to do with saving other people, not so much doing things for myself. I'm wired, like you are, I think, to take a lot of satisfaction in doing good for other people. So that's that. On the other hand, I mean, there you are in a hospital with a broken nose and a fractured jaw, wondering if you did the right thing. And here's a rule of thumb I think you might be wise to apply. Would this other person do it for me, right? If we're talking about, say, a small favor, driving home somebody, who needs your help, then, ask yourself, like, would this person do it for me? If that's the case, then you're doing something right. Giving somebody a sympathetic shoulder to lean on, would that person do it for you? If they would, then you should be doing it for them. This guy, on the other hand, the first opportunity to run away, he did. He just took off for the hills and let you deal with the fallout completely on your own. I think that's bullshit. I think that, you acted brave and you're a super guy. It's just that this guy, wasn't worth the damage that you got. He let us down, really. He's the sort of guy that didn't deserve your help. Why? Because when the positions were reversed a few minutes later, he wouldn't have done it for you. And, I don't know. There's no hard and set rule on this thing. It's hard to know how to get this decision right all the time. But as a guideline, would they do it for you is not a bad place to start. Now, a quick one. I was wondering if you actually reply to some of the messages that don't go on Mail Monday. The ones that say, please reply, I'm desperate. Also, does it ever get annoying when people say, please keep this anonymous, even though you always do? So yeah, I get way more messages than I could possibly reply to. I often reply to a bunch of them in text, like, just write back to them as I'm picking out the questions for the week. And I lean towards the ones that have serious problems, not just help, I'm stuck in the friend zone, but people who have real, genuine, big-time problems that we've already answered. And in a case like that, it's like, man, I don't want this guy to just go ignored, but it's also not appropriate for the show because, if I did help I'm feeling suicidal every week, then people wouldn't watch. So yeah, I do a lot of replies that don't get on the show, and that's usually what I'm looking for when I do. All right, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to click like. I always appreciate that. If you're new around here, you can click on subscribe in the top right. 2 vids you may have missed, I'll talk about them again. The left one is Dissecting Incredible Orb. It came out really well. I think it's the best dissecting I've ever done. And the right one is a vlog where I talk about going to the hospital to get my hand looked at. I thought it came out well too. So have a good day.